right, what is going on, guys? It has been a minute. First off, I want to say, if this is your first time watching, welcome. We kicked off back in October. I think it was November. Yeah, November. And December was a little bit slow in terms of getting out like long form videos, but got a nice looking 2024 lined up ahead, which kind of brings me to today's topic. Real quick before we jump into today's topic, I did want to address, I did have some videos that I was thinking about posting, and I got them posted, a couple of them, but let's just say that some really horrible mistakes I made in high school are still coming back to haunt me. But what do you do? You gotta learn, get better, move on from it, and be the better person. So yeah, that's kind of my statement on that. No further comment at this time. But anyways, yeah, so we got some videos coming out very soon. I really want to go ahead and announce it now, but I'm also going to do a little short when I announce it. And so I got some really exciting stuff, kind of a little bit more personal to me, coming next year. And I'm really looking forward to doing that. I've been like honestly doing a lot of work for it behind the scenes, and I haven't really, I've maybe mentioned it here and there, but I haven't done any publicity for it because I am trying to make sure it is like something I'm proud to put out there. Like a little bit more formal than necessarily just me turning my phone camera on, flicking it around and saying, hey guys, what's going on? But anyways, yeah, so all that being said, I kind of wanted to just have a brief little like talk about how to approach the new year. And so it came out of nowhere. It's gonna be probably too loud. Let's see. So I'm sure you guys have heard the expression "New Year, New Me." That is something that, I mean, if you haven't heard it yet, you will hear it, just like the joke, oh, I haven't showered since last year. These are things that we hear every year around December 30th, 31st, and January 1st. I think this is especially apparent in fitness because, you know, as the holidays kind of come around, I myself included, tend to make the way over to the dessert table, maybe get a little bit extra heaping scoop of carbs, maybe go out to eat with some friends, something along those lines. And honestly, I saw a really good post about this that Cuba Sylvester Cielen put out a while back. I'm going to see if I can link it. But basically he was saying, like, don't blow up your routine just for the holidays, which I thought was very important the way he said that. A lot of times, myself included, if I'm not on, like all the way on in terms of like, you know, eating good, training good, sleeping good, then if one thing goes, it's a lot easier to justify, well, I didn't sleep good, so, you know, that's where the excuses and stuff can come in. But his statement was that if you are a professional bodybuilder or someone who's just walked into the gym, that you should not switch your routine for the holidays. And he dives on a little bit deeper, and that's just saying, like, if you're, you know, a newbie or someone who's just really kind of getting started out in the gym, you wouldn't expect to be perfect during the holidays because it's your first time ever lifting around Christmas or New Year's or whatever you may celebrate. That being said, if you're, you know, somebody on prep, you can't exactly go to get extra serving of gravy or like I said, the carbs. But I think where the line has to be drawn is that you shouldn't change everything just for a couple of days. And I think that it can be really easy at the end of the year to say, oh, you know, the New Year's coming, I'll just push really hard come January. You know, even myself, I'm announcing that we got some stuff coming out next year. And I think that that's not necessarily the wrong mentality to have, but if you get 52 weeks in a year, and let's say, you know, the week from Christmas to New Year's, you're eating chocolates and getting fat and everything, I don't necessarily think that that is the worst thing in the world, but I do think that everything is about balance. And so, and in the post, Cuba actually mentions that, you know, you shouldn't probably be trying to do your all-time hack squat PR while, I think he said the turkey's in the oven or something like that. But I agree. I think it's important to make sure you're eating good. You know, a lot of people are bulking in wintertime anyways, so you can bulk up really good on Christmas and New Year's. Making sure you're getting food in and stuff. But yeah, I would say that at the end of the day, it's kind of like two lines that never intersect. The day you walk into the gym is the day you'll never be happy with how you look. Which is really, I mean, it's not necessarily a sad reality, but it is reality. And so every day, you know, we're trying to get in there and get better and work towards something. And I think it's something that can happen, especially around the holidays, and say, well, my goal is, I don't know, let's just say 300 pounds shredded or something like that. And, you know, if I'm like 190, a little pudgy, that is a long way away. And so I think it's easy to tell myself, well, it's so far away that it doesn't matter if you have, you know, a little bit of chocolate or a little bit of a cheat or something in there. And I think that is where, you know, those kind of voices can sneak in. I think a way that you can maybe change your mindset on that is, rather than just eating up good during the holidays and pigging out the whole time, is say, okay, my end goal, let's just take that 300 pounds shredded example. My end goal is 300 pounds shredded, and right now I'm maybe 190, a little bit more doughy than I'd like. So rather than say, okay, I just gotta, you know, bulk up to 360 from 190, and then I can cut off 60 pounds of fat, and then, you know, we'll be good to go. I think it's an unrealistic mountain to climb. And honestly, it's just gonna loom over you. And if you don't have a good attitude about it, like you're not enjoying the journey or anything, then I think it's very easy to get discouraged. So my advice and kind of what I wanted to offer up to you guys is, instead of looking at it as a giant mountain that you have to, you know, climb to the summit or get to the peak of, break it up into smaller goals. And I know that might sound a little bit silly, but instead of going for 300 pounds shredded, why don't we just try to get to 200 pounds shredded first? You know, it's something that I have been pretty close to. I'd like to say I've been pretty lean around 200 before, but very far from it now. So instead of me trying to say, well, let's get up all the way to 300 pounds, you know, diced to the bone, I think it's a more realistic goal to say, why don't we just try to get up to maybe, you know, 220, 230, cut that off, get down to a leaner 200 than I am now. So I just want to offer that up as kind of like a little bit of advice, or, you know, you don't have to take it. That's just kind of my thought process around going into this next year and everything. It's very daunting to have this massive goal and end goal in mind, and, you know, be so far from it. It can kind of rock you a little bit. So that's why I'd encourage you to just break it up, do smaller goals, focus more on things that you can attain. You know, I think that part of the SMART goals that people forget about is the attainable part. It's got to be something that you can get. You know, if you've never done something before in your life, I mean, there's a chance it's not attainable. But that being said, are you going to let that stop you? Not necessarily. But why don't we shoot for a more attainable goal first, and then we can revisit the more lofty goal. Let's say, you know, a guy who's just starting to lift and says he wants to be Mr. Olympia. I think this is a great example. I've heard Fuad and some of the guys on the podcast talk about this before. A guy walks into the gym, 100 pounds soaking wet, and he's like, I want to be Chris Bumstead on the Olympia stage. Well, that's a big mountain to climb. I don't think he'll do that. Honestly, by the time you get there, he'll probably be long retired, and, you know, he's got a kid coming now. But that being said, instead of looking at, okay, well, I got to be on the Olympia stage, why don't you just think about putting on some muscle first, or even doing a show, or even doing a prep? And I think this is advice that, like, I often have to remind myself of, because, you know, strength is not necessarily linear. And so I think there's times when it ebbs and flows, and I'm like, God, just getting discouraged. There was a time there, and I can't say that I'm exactly 100% out of it, but it was like I was trying to eat less and less to, you know, cut down a little bit, but I was just putting on more and more fat, and just because of how slow my metabolism was, I guess I wasn't pushing cardio and hard enough, wasn't making the right food choices, and I just got discouraged fast. It's like, oh man, I'm so far away from where I want to be, or like how I want to live my life. And so what I'm going to continue to try to do, and I encourage you guys, is just break it up into smaller goals. Just say, you know, instead of what am I going to accomplish this month, let's look at maybe the week, or instead of the week, break it down by the day. And I think just biting off what you can chew, rather than being a little bit more, you know, if your mouth is too full, you're not going to be able to swallow. Pause. Anyways, I just wanted to say, I hope you guys took that advice, or take that advice, and kind of helps you navigate some decisions, as I'm sure, you know, I'm already thinking about the new year, and I'm almost as positive that you guys are as well. So start thinking about that for some of your goals. Just wanted to come on here and offer up a little bit of advice. Yeah, I mean, that's really about it. Again, it's been a little bit slow on the content in December, but I've been trying to get those shorts up. I don't know if you guys have seen those. Trying to post those whenever I can. And then, like I said, we got some good stuff coming in January. I am traveling through the end of the year, so again, probably going to be a little bit more of a lull in terms of long form videos. But like I said, we got some exciting stuff coming out. And guys, I think that's it, really. I just wanted to come on here and just offer up an update about where I've been, what I've been up to, and also just give a little bit of encouragement going into this this new year and finishing out this one. So I would encourage you to not necessarily just be daunted by your goals, but instead break them off into smaller pieces, do what you can, and keep getting after it. We got to crack on together, y'all. So anyways, that is it for the video. Just a little bit of a ramble from me on the way home after a push day. Oh, by the way, I want to talk about it. The shoulder is doing loads better. I have been getting some therapy for it. I've been doing my stretches, hot and cold treatment. I think we're pretty much out of it. There's still some times when it feels weak and shaky and not necessarily the best, but I would say right now I probably feel like I'm at like a 6.5 or 7 out of 10 just chilling over there. So that's like, I mean, it's pretty good. Passing if it's a 7. But yeah, so that is it for the video. Again, just hope you guys have a great holiday season. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, whatever else you might celebrate. And yeah, next time we'll see you guys. I'll probably try to do a few shorts here and there sometime next week. But I will see you guys mid-January, if not before, for these long-form videos. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the future. I'm grateful for the 22 of you who are subscribed now. If you enjoyed any of this advice or any of this, please feel free to drop a like, hit that subscribe button. We are going to be coming out strong for this next year, 2024. So yeah, peace, you guys, and we will catch you in the next one.